What's up? It's Tay Nelson again, and in this video I'm gonna talk about what kind of a kid was I growing up. So I get this question not too often, but every few weeks or so, I get a student that asks me, what kind of kid was I growing up? For me, I was a troublemaker for sure. Not like robbing houses and going to jail trouble, but more like I didn't believe shit. There was a time in my life between the ages of 7 to 10 where I honestly really didn't believe that I could die. I felt invincible for some reason. I don't know what it was. I had never seen anyone die. And so I just kind of assumed that only weak people die, right? I was sadly mistaken. So I used to stand in front of cars while they were traveling at high speeds, and I would move out of the way. At the very last minute, they would honk their horns, they would slam on the brakes, they would get out of their cars, they would yell at me, and I'd flip them off. I was 9 years old, right? And I don't know what I was thinking, man. Until one day, I saw a dude get hit by a car and he flipped. This is before YouTube. This is before you could actually go online and see shit. But I saw a guy get hit by a car and he flipped, and I was at that moment I understood, how stupid I was to even play that game, right? The game of Frogger, right? I was a dumb kid. I quit everything. I never seen anything through, I quit everything. I quit basketball. I quit, me and my brothers had a lawn mowing thing when we lived in Georgia. I quit that. I quit everything, man. I quit track. I quit everything. Quit martial arts. I was just a fucking quitter. Not because it was too hard, just because I was just fuck it, screw this, I'm going home. I want to play something else. I just got bored fast. And what I didn't know at the time was I wanted to be an entrepreneur, because the thing about entrepreneurship is that no day is the same, I'm talking to different people, I'm doing different things, my job duties change, it's never the same day. And that's kind of what I need in my life, because I noticed, I would always get bored of jobs after 6 to 12 months. So I would always quit things. I played basketball all the way to sophomore year and I quit. And the reason why I quit isn't because I was bored. It was because I kept skipping school, hanging out with the wrong crowd, and I knew I wasn't gonna make grades. I think I had to have a 2.0 grade point average, and I had a 1.2, and I was like, let me quit and make it and pretend like it's honorable before I get kicked off the team. So I came up with this story that I wanted to quit basketball to focus on my grades so that I could get to college, and people thought it was very honorable. They really did, until they saw me not getting grades and not even in school. I started skipping my 10th grade year. I remember I would have 20 absences, and my mom would be like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? And I would always be like, no, I was there. I just showed up late. The teacher didn't see me. It was always the same story. And she bought it every year. She bought it every year. I would get report cards, and they would be all Fs, 20 absences. And I would tell her, no, those are my old grades, and I would go forward some signatures, and I'd be like, this is the new progress report the teacher gave me. And dude, I was so scamming back then. I was such a liar back then. All I wanted to do was run around and, compete, play dice and challenge my friends to shit and box. And I actually did not graduate on time. And I actually didn't even tell my parents until graduation day. Super embarrassing, because my brother, we were in the same grade, my stepbrother, and he graduated and I didn't, and it was just embarrassing. I actually showed up to his graduation and it was embarrassing. Everyone else was looking at me like, where the fuck is your cap and gown? It was embarrassing. So I was the thing called super senior. I had to do another year in high school, and so once it came time to enroll as a super senior, I was like, fuck that, I'm not going. I'm not gonna have anyone make fun of me. So I didn't go. And then my dad was like, hey, your dumbass is gonna join the military. So I joined the military, and they told me that I had to go to school. So I ended up going to school online and getting my degree. So mind you, I didn't ship out to the military for 6 months, right? And it wasn't until the 5th month did the military recruiter tell me, hey, where's your diploma? You're not leaving if you don't have your diploma. And I was like, no, right? So I ended up getting my diploma. I think I needed 12 more credits. I ended up getting all that in 1 month. And that's when I really knew that, hey man, I might actually be good at something if I put my mind to it. That was the first time I actually believed in myself that I could actually get something done. And mind you, it takes like a week to get the diploma, right? It gets shipped from like Virginia or something. So I really got it done in like 2 weeks. Like I was working hard, I remember. I really wanted to get into the military. I didn't want to get my date pushed back. So I made it into the military and yada, yada, yada. Moral of the story, I quit everything. I was a quitter growing up. Not because things got hard, because I got bored with it. So now in my entrepreneur journey, I still get bored sometimes. But the thing is, I can take a break whenever I want. I can decide what bores me, right? There's just certain things in my business that I just don't want to do. I don't want to run Facebook ads anymore. So I pay. I hire to work out. I lose a little bit of profits, probably more than a little bit, but it's just one of those things that I just don't want to do. I don't want to be analyzing ads all day. What I want to do is I want to be talking to students. I want to be communicating. I want to be inspiring. I want to be coaching. I want to be learning. That's what I want to do. And I get people who ask me all the time, well, if you're making so much money on your agency, why don't you just keep doing that? You must be scamming, right? Well, no. For me, it's just a quality of life thing. Number one, it brings additional income. Number two, working with business owners is not really ideal. I feel like there's a corporate image that you kind of have to have, and it's just not real to me. You know, it feels like politics almost, right? And when I work with students, you know, I can tell my students like, man the fuck up and pick up the phone and go call 30 dealerships right now and call me back in the next hour. I can say that to my students, but I can't really say that to my clients, right? So I just like the realness that comes with working with students that are more like me, that are marketers. Most of my students are marketers, entrepreneurs, and that's what I am to the core. I am an entrepreneur down to the core. Now, business owners and entrepreneurs are not the same thing. You know, business owners don't take as much risk. They're more methodical, they're more political, they're more corporate-like. And I just, that's the reason why I didn't want to work 9 to 5, is because I wanted to get away from all that fakeness, you know. But working with students is way more fulfilling because those people are more like me. I can relate more to them. I can actually have a personal, friendly relationship with them. But with my clients, it's kind of personal, but not really. There's a level of, there's a part of me that I don't really show, you know. And probably if they're watching my YouTube videos, they'll probably be like, man, he does not act like that, right? But it is what it is. I would rather work with students than business owners. Most marketers and entrepreneurs are kind of more risk takers, and I can kind of relate more to them. So yeah, I was a fuck up growing up. Know that. So it's never too late to turn it around. Actually, before I started my agency and started making, you know, 6 figures, I was in $50,000 of debt, 3 kids, 2 repos, 3 evictions, $20,000 in student loan debt. What else? $10,000 in credit card debt. I was in the worst place, guys. I always had a good job, but I just literally sucked with my money. I was always smoking weed. I was always buying things for everyone. I always had girls around and paying for things. And yeah, it just wasn't sustainable for me. I could never ever keep my money. You know, it was always flowing out. I was making good money, but it was always flowing out. It wasn't until I became an entrepreneur that I actually really get my life together. And again, I'm telling you guys, I had 3 kids, 3 evictions, 2 car repos. Like, you could go look this up. This is Anchorage, Alaska. You could go court record me right now. You could go look this up. I have 3 evictions. Now I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. You know, I got money now, but back then, man, I didn't pay shit. I didn't do shit. I didn't pay shit. I didn't do shit that I didn't want to do. And yeah, that was kind of the reason why my life spiraled downhill. But again, I guarantee you're not in the worst position that I was 2 years ago. So you could bounce back. You could bounce back. This is Tay Nelson, and I'm just here to inspire. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more about my crazy stories and my troubled past. My name is Tay Nelson. I'm a true entrepreneur, and I'm here to help. My name is Tay Nelson. I like saying my name for some reason. I don't like saying Dante, so my name is Dante Nelson. I don't like saying the Don. I like saying just Tay. It just flows way better. My name is Tay Nelson. Whenever I say Dante Nelson, it just sounds like that's not my name. It sounds like it's wrong. It sounds like I'm saying it wrong. I feel like people are looking at me like, what? That's your fucking name? Whatever. My name is Tay Nelson. Signing out.